everybody, Camelia here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a new sewing chat video. Today I would like to share with you my latest makes with using some Minerva fabric, and this time I have two pieces of boiled wool that I used to make these two garments. So I would like to talk about those and also to show you some other garments that I made with the same type of fabric, and maybe share with you my thoughts on working with boiled wool, which is one of my favorite fabrics ever to sew with and to wear. First of all, please take a second to give a thumb up to this video. That helps the video a lot and helps my channel a lot, and I always love to read your comments also. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to the channel. So we have that out of the way. So thumbs up, everybody. So today I would like to talk about boiled wool. I also want to show you some fabrics that I got from Minerva, including two of their latest challis prints. I just got them yesterday, and you know, some other stuff. So the boiled wool. I had these two pieces of boiled wool, this beige and this purple one. I'm going to put links to the fabrics in the video description, as I cannot remember the names, of course. This is something with light coffee, I think. This one I really cannot remember the name, but I'll put the links in the video description. So I'm going to start with this one, as this one is a new pattern. This one is a remake. I did already make this pattern. This is a KnipMode magazine pattern, and this one is Icelander sewing system pattern. Is the Cardigan Express by Janet Prey. If you know, I mean, Janet Prey is a pretty big name in the sewing world, and I met her, or I met her. I heard about her first in the Craftsy classes she has on Craftsy platform. She has a few really great classes, and if you say Janet Prey, you always think about sewing without pins. And I must say that sewing without pins, I've seen it for the first time on her lessons or classes on Craftsy, and it is still something that is saving me a lot of time when sewing. I don't tend to pin a lot. I do have a lot of pins in my sewing room, but I don't pin so much because it's very speedy. It's not always necessary to pin every 1 centimeter, and also I don't use those quilting clips. So sewing without pins from Janet Prey. So let's see, this stuff. I also don't use these ones. I do have them. So sewing without pins with Janet Prey. If you are searching that on Google and you want to give it a try, I highly recommend it. So Janet Prey is also making, of course, patterns, and I had this wool, and I was thinking what to do with it. I'm looking for something with some extra seams, you know, because boiled wool is really nice to top stitch and, you know, to show some extra seams on it. So I decided, I got a newsletter, and I decided to make the Cardigan Express sewing pattern. You can see it here a little bit. The pattern is made for stable knits, must have a little bit of stretch, and you know, I did ask in one of their lives. I think they have every beginning of the month, they have I think so, one time a month, sewing chat on Facebook, and there I asked if I could use boiled wool. She said not, because it's not a knitted fabric. Well, this is a knitted fabric. It has quite a bit of stretch, so me being me, I decided to use it anyway, and I must say that it works great. But my problem with this pattern started actually with printing the pattern. I always need to print on 103% to get the right scale. I used to not to check that, but after I made something and it resulted in a really small pair of pants, I realized that something must have been wrong with the printer, and indeed since then I'm always checking my square. And also in this case I checked the square. I needed to print it, of course, on 103% to get the 3-inch control square on the page. But that messed up a little bit the alignment of the pages. As you can see, you should have to put these ones together, you know, when you put the pages together. But in my case, on the vertical lines I had some room here, and I was thinking that happened maybe because the pattern is only made for US letter size paper. I did ask them and they say that should be compatible also with A4, but in my opinion it's not. So anyway, it was a little bit of a headache to put together, but with the light pad it went okay, I suppose. The fabric, I did not wash the fabric. I never wash this. I always give a really good steam press, so only steam, really a lot of steam and hot steam, not on the fabric but just the steam, and I could see how the fabric was shrinking. So that's what I did to prepare the fabric. I did take care to cut the fabric, to cut it. I did cut it with my shears, but I did pay attention to cut it nice and straight. And later I did take this one again a little bit, because normally the collar here has a hem, but I didn't want to hem this, so I just cut I did a row of straight stitches and then cut really straight that extra seam allowance for the hem away. So cutting that went also really well. Sewing this pattern, and as you can see, I'll put the links, and you'll see in the links, if you go there to the website, you can see all also the technical drawings. The back is pretty simple on this cardigan. It's just a simple back. It does have a center back seam, which I also used to top stitch. And of course, top stitching in boiled wool, it doesn't only give a little bit of extra seams and interesting things to look at, but it's also helping to keep everything flat. The front is more interesting, as it has the front piece actually is made in 3 pieces. You have here panel, here an angled panel, and then here another one. And then you have this shawl collar that is going, of course, all the way to the back. It's only single layer, and also you can see it a little bit here. Is also going to show the wrong side of the fabric, but in the case of the boiled wool, although it does have a right side and a wrong side, because on the right side you see actually, as you knit a piece of fabric, you see the V's, and on the back side you see the purls, the little waves. But because this one is a little bit has a little bit of a boucle structure, you don't really see it. But in my case, it's you know, you don't really see that it has a right and a wrong side. So my problem was that I did not. I will say from the start that I did not make test garment for this. You know, I was thinking, what can go wrong? It's a pretty, not oversized, but it's not very fitted garment. I did went with one size bigger because I was afraid that this being a little bit thicker than a normal jersey fabric, I don't know what they use here, sweat fabric, I was thinking, well, this a little bit thicker, I'll need a little bit more room, so I did go with one size bigger. I'm not sure if it was necessary. Something that I feel sorry about is that I did not take the time to really measure but that's also something that, when you make a pattern for the first time, I will say always make a test garment, because it's going to give you the best results in the end. I think the shoulder seam could be a little bit shorter on me. I think it is a little bit drop shoulder, I guess, I'll say that. But on me it's just a little bit too much, I think, you see, although it does go okay with the rest of the style of the garment. So the problem was, when I was sewing this, first I did pin it a little bit together after I sewed the pieces here in the front, and I pinned the side seams and the shoulder to see a little bit how the fit was. And I got a big problem, as the front piece, it was about 2 centimeters shorter than the back. And then later, when I pinned the collar to see if it's fitting, my collar was actually also about 2–2.5 centimeters longer than the front piece. There are different views, and for every view there are different pattern pieces. I'm pretty sure I did not mess it up there. I'm still thinking maybe, you know, because of all that printing problem what I had, that maybe there something went wrong. So I'm just going to say that it was my fault. I did adjust, of course. I did take away, let me see, I did take, the back was too long, I did take away the back to meet the front, and then also the collar piece I did just shorten it here at the bottom, following the shape. You see it is a little bit shaped, it's not straight. But then I was also thinking, because the thing is, what did annoy me a little bit with the pattern, although I do love the final garment, what I find a little bit annoying with this is the fact that, and of course that's the method that the pattern is supposed to be, that the instructions are only written instructions. There are no, how should I say, illustrations or something like that. So there is only text, and again is the order of sewing and pressing is made, as I said, a little bit an industrial method. So you sew as much as you can, and then you go to press or top stitch or whatever. And I like to take a look at the instructions, and of course this is not a very complicated pattern, but I like to have a little bit of a visual and then just go sew. In this case, so you have only the text in the instructions, and then you have a full sewing tutorial here on YouTube where Janet Bray is sewing everything and she's explaining everything, and it's very, very clear, and of course it's really valuable to have that. But I do miss a little bit just the basic, how should I say, drawings and stuff like that. And I get it that that's the method that she's promoting, and that is her method of sewing, like ready to wear things are made. But to be honest, it was not really easy to follow. The thing is that also, and I'm starting to think that here, that got me in the problems, that this piece, the front, got a little bit shorter than the back. In the sewing tutorial, the things are made, the pattern is supposed to be to have these pieces here overlapping, and I am wondering if she's not overlapping a little bit lesser than what, because the sewing, the seam allowance is about 1 centimeter, and I wonder if she's really, in her tutorial, or the pattern is made to overlap here really the 1 centimeter, you know, or she's overlapping lesser, and that's why this piece is coming in the end the same length as the back and the collar. You know, it was a little bit of a headache, and I find that when I'm not sure about stuff, I find it really, really annoying. Anyway, I like the garment. Also for the sleeve, they have you get 2 sleeves. One is shorter with a cuff, and this one is in one piece. This is how the back is looking. Nothing spectacular here, and you have these pockets on view C that I made, so the longer view, and if you use a fabric that is a little bit softer, this will be a little bit draping, but because my fabric is a little bit stiffer, of course, it's just not very drapey, but you know, whatever. So for the rest, I'm going to take it off. You see that I did not use that overlapping method where you can really see raw edges on the outside, you know, just because, I don't know, I liked it more like this. And you can see here a lot of top stitching. This fabric is not going to unravel or something like that. I added a Minerva label. The sleeves are left just like that, and for the rest, most of the seams are, as you can see here, top stitched. And of course, because of that, they are laying really, really flat. So this was my, and also for the center back seam, instead of sewing the collar wrong sides together, right sides together, because the collar is going to is turning to the outside. You see, like this. I sew the things wrong sides together, so when it's going to fold down as worn, is you know, you see this top stitched seam instead of this. And also here at the end I did do some a little bit of zigzag stitching to be sure that this is going to stay in place. The edge of the collar is just raw. Usually when I'm using a raw edge like this, I'm doing a row of straight top stitching around the edge here. That's also keeping it from stretching out. I'll show you that in another garment that I make with a similar fabric. But in this case I didn't do that. I hope it's going to stay alright shape. If not, I'm going to do it. So this was the Icelander Express cardigan from Janet Prey. I do recommend it. I think it will work very nicely also in a softer fabric, maybe in a ponte knit it will work also really nice. I did adjust my pattern, so I'll say that maybe it's a problem with the overlapping of these panels here that made my front a little bit shorter, or the printer messed it up. I'm just going to, you know, if you consider this, please be aware, just put your pieces together at the seam allowance and measure before you are cutting anything. Okay, next, and I will say that this is my favorite, maybe just because also of the color. This is really, really gorgeous. This pattern is the KnipMode magazine pattern number 15 from issue, let's see, July 2019. So it is this girl here, you can see her, you can see that little sleeve. And also the red one is actually the shortened version of the same cardigan. You can see it here. So this one here. In the magazine, they used jacquard, so that will be like a little bit thicker jersey. And they used some ribbing for the band. And you can see it here. This is a really long neck band that is going all the way around the neck, and also the same ribbing they used for the cuffs. I used just the same fabric, and I'm not sure if I have what is called a review here on the channel on this original one. This blue one was the original one, and I've worn this one so much. This is already 4 years old, I suppose, or did I make it in 2019? I cannot remember anymore, but this is a few years old, and I've worn this one so much, the fabric got even more softer, and this is a great cardigan design. So, and of course the star of this is this little tulip sleeve here, sleeve. So for this one, of course, also in this one, the star is of course all this this top stitching, and I top stitch also the side seams. Let's see, also the sleeve, the shoulder seam here, you can see it, and also the back, the center back seam, and the waist seam. Everything is top stitched. On this one, I used some other fabric for the inside of the pocket. But on this one, you know, although I was afraid that it's going to be a little bit too much bulk for this fabric, I did use the same fabric for both inside and, or you know, for both pieces of the pocket bag. But I must say that it worked actually really great. So I highly recommend this cardigan pattern. This fabric is actually really the same as this one, and as you can see, this one is very soft, but this one got a lot of wear. I probably did got also washed, I suppose, in all these years. But this is a garment I usually wear with, of course, with stuff underneath, so it's not really getting sweaty or something like that. And you can see it here, this beige one. I think this is just beautiful. In the other one I did top stitch around the cuff. In this one I didn't, because I have the feeling that although this is sold in the same as the same fabric, I have the feeling that this one is just a tiny bit thicker, just a little bit. And of course I can press this and still top stitch it, but I think I'm not going to. This is how from the back is looking. Then we're having my mouth, and this is the inside, and with the pockets. The original pattern doesn't have pockets, but of course that's really easy to add them. So again, this is KnipMode July 2019. Really great pattern, I really love it. And as I said, this blue one, this one was the same pattern. It was the first one actually that I made. The dress here underneath, and this is going to be for a future video, this is actually the Minerva Savannah dress. It's a really great pattern, really. I'm very happy with it. I want to make a version that is a little bit more wintry. But this one is really, really great. But you'll see it in another video. So this was the KnipMode cardigan made with this border from Minerva, and I have here two other garments made with the same fabric. This one is the Yates coat from Grey Line Studio Patterns, and this is really, I find this fabric so amazing. I mean, you can see it, this one is unlined, it's just a really soft garment. You can see it here, it's getting even softer after a lot of wear, but here you can see it actually is made in a proper coat, it's interfaced, and you have a little bit much more body to it, and is also lined. This one is actually one of the Minerva kits, where you get everything you need for including this really gorgeous lining. And also this one, it got a lot of wear, but because it's interfaced and because it's lined, it's keeping much better the structure, of course. And another one, and this one is also a soft one. This one is also KnipMode magazine pattern. I'll put the link in the video description. This one has also some interesting lines. It has pockets here. Here you can see the inside. I didn't do a lot of top stitching on this one, just the back. But on this one, you can see that the edge here, and also on the sleeves, the edge is raw, but on this one I did do a row of top stitching with matching thread, and it's just a little detail, but it's also keeping that edge from stretching out or something like that. So that's also something. For the rest, I think the best tip that I can give you working with this kind of fabric is having a nice warm iron with a lot of steam. Actually, the steam is the most important. Having a clapper or, you know, piece of wood to put on your seams when you are pressing. Try to press the seams open with a lot of steam, and try to top stitch where you can do that, because that's going to keep everything laying really, really nice and flat, as you can see here. And this is I think this is a great fabric to have, to, you know, if you have a lot of seams, top stitch them and you get immediately an extra detail on your garment. So this was everything about boiled wool. Again, it's a knitted fabric, this one from Minerva. It has quite a bit of stretch, so it's really nice to wear. Now I have here some fabrics that are going to go on my sewing table very soon. And I have the first one. This is actually this is not a Minerva fabric exclusive, but it's 100% rayon from Art Gallery Fabrics. And you know, I have a pair of PJ in a jersey with the same print, the green, what you can see here in the green, or this blue. I have, you know, that PJ, and this one is going to become a really cool dress from the latest KnipMode magazine, a shirt dress, something really nice. I need to get to wash it first. And then I have here, let's see, then I have here two of the latest prints from the Minerva challis range. Oh, this one is so beautiful. Look at this. This is actually a navy, a little bit darker than you can see in the video. A navy background with these really gorgeous flowers. And I'm not sure yet what is this going to become, but I have some ideas. Again, needs to be washed. And one more, this is also one, and I think this one will be really nice for one of the Burda dresses that we got in the last Burda magazine. I just posted the video yesterday. You know, the cover dress, I think will be really nice in this one. I already see myself wearing this. Not really. So this was everything for today, everybody. For the rest, I have I'm knitting something, a tester knit. I'm really crazy. And also I have a sweater on my needles that is almost, I would say it's half finished. But I really want to make another shawl. Stolen Stitches, they have a new mystery knit along. Well, it did start already, I think 2 weeks ago. A mystery knit along, and they have on their website a lot of knitting kits, yarn kits for this shawl, and I did buy a few. I also had, so I have a lot of options to choose from. This is one. So if you buy the workshop, you also get the pattern, and of course the yarn kit is separate. This one is really gorgeous. The design of this shawl is just amazing. It's so dreamy. This one is also an option that I have, and then this one is an option. This is actually denim blue. It does look a little bit green in the cam. Or this one is also one of their kits. And actually I have one that is already ready to go, and I think I'm going to go with this one first. This is just a beautiful combination. This is just an amazing yarn. And this fluffy one is, let's see, I have the it's the Life in the Long Grass, the pressed flowers one. It's just beautiful. And this is I think this is fiber spades. This blue one is fiber spades, and the color is denim. Really gorgeous. So knitting wise, I think this is going to go on my needles, and maybe I can try to, if I finish the other shawl, to finish also this shawl in the time frame of the knit along. But look at this. This is just glorious. This is the name of this color is Stop in the Name of Love, and is a Cowgirl Blues kid silk yarn. So as you can see, a lot to knit, a lot to sew. But for today, this was it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on the boiled wool. As I said, boiled wool is one of my favorite fabrics to sew with. Look at all this yarn. Oh, this is just gorgeous. So I'm really happy I have them done, and now I can also enjoy wearing them. Also the Cardigan Express. And next we need to sew some summer garments, because you know all the sewing magazines are giving us summer patterns, so we need to start with those. But next week, if I'm not mistaken, Designer Stitch is going to come, or the week after that, with a really cool top, and I'm going to make a video for that, of course, too. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my little chat here. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up of the video, and please leave a comment. I'll love to hear your opinions about the new fabrics and about my new cardigan. Take care, everybody. Bye!